Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Let's set the scene. The year is 2005. After years of being left in the wilderness of television's yesteryear, Doctor Who has finally come back to our screens. The new series stars Christopher Eccleston as the new Ninth Doctor and Billie Piper as his companion Rose Tyler. The show is led primarily by writer and longtime Whovian Russ T Davies, with Julie Gardner serving as an executive producer alongside Davies and Mal Young, with Phil Collinson as the show's producer. The show is a massive critical and ratings success, with its now updated tone and direction reflecting well the overall political and cultural landscape of the time. And yet, it's not all good news. Behind the scenes, Christopher Eccleston has struggled to maintain a positive relationship with several members of the crew, most notably Russell T Davies and Phil Collinson. In our timeline, this all eventually made Eccleston decide to leave the show, which he did so in the two-part Series 1 finale, Bad Wolf / The Parting of the Ways. But for this video we're going to ask, what if things had gone differently? What if this hadn't happened, at least at that time? What if Christopher Eccleston had stayed for Series 2? Now, curiously enough, we do have a bit of an idea of what could potentially have happened if Eccleston had stayed for another series. Well, kind of anyway. Before Christopher Eccleston's departure became public, an alternate ending to The Parting of the Ways was written and filmed, intending to be shown to the press so that they wouldn't suspect about Eccleston leaving the show. The alternate ending would have been somewhat similar to what we ended up getting, but without any regeneration. Instead, the Doctor gets the TARDIS to scan Rose with the TARDIS view screen displaying the message, "Life form dying." This would then be the cliffhanger that would lead into the next story. For the sake of this alternate timeline, we're going to go with this alternate ending instead of the one we got, which means that if the rest of the episode still plays out the same, then why is the Doctor not able to save Rose and absorb the energy of the time vortex from her? Well, the best I can come up with is that Rose was simply too far gone, or maybe even was able to stop the Doctor from taking the energy from her somehow. So yeah, a bit flimsy, but never mind, we'll just have to work with it. So this means that it's Rose dying in this alternate timeline, and not the Ninth Doctor, which changes the next episode, the Christmas Invasion, quite a bit. With the Doctor knowing that Rose is dying, but not wanting to tell her yet, he decides to take her back home. The TARDIS lands at the power states normally this time, rather than crash landing like it did in our timeline. And then we basically have more or less the same-ish story, but with Rose taking the place of the newly regenerated 10th Doctor. She collapses once she stepped out of the TARDIS, with the 9th Doctor left to try and look after her, as well as explain what's wrong with her to Jackie and Mickey. They both get angry with the Doctor and blame him for Rose's condition, especially Jackie, but there's not much they can do but help him look after her. With the Doctor having eventually defeated the Sycorax, Rose's condition seems to improve slightly, enough for her to have Christmas dinner with Mickey and Jackie. But the Doctor refuses to take part, searching for an answer to Rose's condition in the TARDIS's database. Jackie walks into the TARDIS and makes peace with the Doctor. She then convinces him to come and eat with them, which he does so. We still have a similar scene at the end with the snow, but with the 9th Doctor promising Jackie and Mickey that he'll figure out a way to cure Rose of her affliction. We then get to New Earth, but this time the Doctor takes Rose there so that the Sisters of Plenitude can treat her. The rest of Series 2 plays out more or less the same, all the while the Doctor frantically uses each adventure to figure out a means of saving Rose. Rose steadily grows worse throughout the series. Mickey stays on the TARDIS longer than he did in our timeline, as he helps the Doctor keep an eye on Rose. We eventually come to Series 2 finale Army of Ghosts / Doomsday, which plays out mostly the same to start off with, but Rose has grown very weak by this time and struggles even more so to help the Doctor defeat the Daleks and Cybermen and send them all back into the void. She helplessly flies into the void with the Doctor unable to stop her. Pete saves her just like he did in our timeline. The Doctor and Rose still say their goodbyes on Bad Wolf Bay, but after a while Rose collapses and Jackie and Mickey run to her aid. Mickey checks her pulse but shakes his head. Jackie sobs and the Doctor's eyes water. The Doctor apologises to Jackie and Mickey, but neither of them are listening. Heartbroken and angry at himself for his own failure, the Doctor ends the hologram link to the parallel world and breaks down in tears. Doomsday ends on this note rather than end with Donna in the TARDIS. Rusty Davies decides to do this so that the audience could have a breather after Rose's death. The events of the Runaway Brides then happen. The Ninth Doctor initially refuses to listen to Donna when she tells him to stop. Donna still manages to get him out in time though, and the Doctor still regenerates into David Tennant's 10th Doctor, this time inside the TARDIS with Donna. Donna then becomes the 10th Doctor's companion earlier on in a probably very altered Series 3. Martha would eventually become the companion in an alternate Series 5, which would air in 2009 instead of the specials. And then the 10th Doctor would bow out with some specials in 2010 to 2011. If you want me to, I may do separate videos about these alternate series at some point in the near future. As for the behind the scenes issues that Eccleston faced, the best I could think as to why he would want to stay on for longer is that those issues mostly didn't surface until this alternate series 2 instead. It's not great, but it's the best I can come up with. Ideally, I wished that he hadn't have gone through those issues in the first place. Anyway, so there it is. There's my take on what if Christopher Eccleston had stayed for series 2. But what did you think? Did you like my take on it or not? And would you do anything differently? Please let me know in the comments section below. Anyway, so thanks for watching, hope you liked it. Please don't forget to press that subscribe button below, as well as press the bell icon at the side of it, so that you'll stay notified of when all my new videos come out. I'll be doing more of these what if videos, with one all about what if David Tennant had stayed for series 5 coming next. So, until next time, bye bye.